I've never been. And I don't mean on vacation. Hey, you know what'd be funny? Do you think this would work? Do you think a 3-4 beetle with meat can win the game? I'm going to stop you right there. It's definitely going to lose round one. Almighty dumplings! It can definitely lose round one. Do you think you would have survived the Titanic sinking? All right, see, that's a good topic of conversation. Because obviously a lot of people died on the Titanic. So there were probably people who were built different who found out otherwise. They thought they were built different and then found out otherwise, I should say. That being said, let me just start by saying I would not survive a plane crash. It happens pretty fast. Uncontrolled descent into terrain, fuselage exploding in midair. Like, you're not making it out of that one. That's just, or at least I'm not making it out of that one. Maybe you are. But like a boat sinking, you kind of see it coming, right? I think you could put yourself in a better position to succeed, I guess is all I'm trying to say. The water was negative 0.5 degrees Celsius. I would just not feel the cold. Have you ever heard of mind over matter? I think you could probably warm yourself up with your mind by 2 degrees. Not enough to like withstand being frozen in carbonite. I think 2 degrees is fair though. Holy cow, these teams are so strong, man. 2 degrees is a lot? I know. The human body is like an amazing thing. Okay. Now this run is really coming together. Like, you ever have a fever and then you take your temperature and it says you don't have a fever and you're like, wait a minute, I feel fine. No? Oh, you're not allergic to blue cheese then? Must be nice. Anyone else got any banter topics? Dude, that's an insanely early bison. Oh, get out of here, you piece. Oh. You can't buy both of them. You can't buy both of them. Oh, I was so excited to take 2 sea lions and have it buff the shit out of a bison. Watch this. Thoughts on giving kids allowance? Nah, that's an interesting discussion. I'm definitely going to give my kid an allowance. Let me give you my reasoning. Couple things. At least in present society, a lot of culture, for better or for worse, revolves around the act of purchasing things. Going to a store, buying something, going to a store, looking at something, deciding not to buy it, having the short-term urge to want to purchase something, and then weighing it versus the pain of losing a limited supply of money that you could instead use for anything else. Like, I think those are things, those are muscles that I want to train in my child in order to have them be good at it by the time they get to adulthood, or at least like, maybe not good at it, but like better at it than they otherwise would be. Also, Like in high school, I don't want my kid to necessarily work. Maybe the summer's a different story. I do think that working teaches you good habits, and it gives you an appreciation and it broadens your skill set. But I think from ages 14 to 17, it would mostly benefit you long term to school max. That's my way of thinking about it. You could always work later. So an allowance to say like, hey, you can still go see like movies with your friends, but I'm giving you money to basically allow you to be a full-time student that's my current mental model. But my kid is already, they're only 2.5. So we got a long way to go. Like she doesn't even, like she knows money exists, but like sometimes we'll walk by a bank and then she will be like, what's that? And I know that she knows, but I go, that's the bank. And then I say, what do you do at the bank? And she says, that's where you buy money. And you know what's interesting is that it's a very like mid-wit sort of meme. Because like in the middle, you're probably like, wow, that's so silly. You think that you buy money at the bank? But if you're really stupid or really smart, that is kind of what you do at the bank. You are kind of buying money. That's not how we usually think about it, but you're usually like, you're either selling money to the bank to get back more later, or you're buying money at the bank to pay back more later. Or the bank's selling you money to pay it back, to buy, you know what I mean? I'm closer to the midwit part of this, obviously, but will lead us to kings. Yeah, exactly. It's round 8. I think I'm probably fucked, but let's put you out there. Why not? So how much are you going to give her? Well, here's the thing. I don't know how much a dollar really costs in like the year 2030. So I don't know. It depends on her GPA, to be honest with you. Oh, not good. Oh, fuck you. It's my kid. It's great when someone disagrees with you and could articulate it like very nicely, but instead you just go, Oh man, it just blows him out of the water. Oh. Imagine if you said that when I was arguing with you, your case would completely fall apart. Are you gonna buy her a car? Nah, I don't really see the need for that. We got pretty good public transit here, man. I took the bus in the Isaac era. She can take the bus to the damn movie theater or something like that as a 17-year-old. I'll just give her like a gun or like some bear spray or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Like a lightsaber, something like that. I'm not buying. It's round 10. You're not buying bacon. Who do you think you are, Kevin? Little bro tried to buy bacon on round 10. I don't know. Like I feel like it changes, you know? When your kid is 12, what should their allowance be? 1.5 video games a month. When they're 10 or 12. So what's that? It's like $100 Canadian, $125 Canadian. That seems fairly reasonable per month. Per month. I got $1 a week. Yeah, we're fucking old, dude. Are you out of touch? Are you jealous? We just give my 10-year-old kid $10 a month. What they throw it in my face? They're gonna be like, "What am I gonna do with this? Save up for 2 months and buy lunch?" Have you purchased anything outside recently? Like giving your kid if your kid is old enough to be able to go into a store and buy something, you got to give them at least $20 a month. Because you can't, even as a kid, you can't buy anything for $20 a month anymore. What's she gonna do? 20 a month is fine. I'm being honest, you're the one who's out of touch. I might be out of touch, but you're also out of touch, just in the opposite direction. $20 a month that's like me as a kid getting like $1 a month. Like I know inflation has not been 20x since the time that I was a kid in spite of my age. I'm just saying. Send her to my garden to earn money by weeding. See that? I could do that. I'd be down with that. $10 a week seems good to me. Here's my thinking though, like let's say a 12-year-old getting $10 a week. That's basically like they can buy a lunch per week, but they can't buy anything else. And I should be paying for their lunches. Like I need to at least give them, if I'm gonna give them an allowance, they should at least be able to buy something with it that's not 1 unit of food. Should be able to buy go see 2 movies a month and maybe get lunch with your friends afterwards. That would be minimum, we're talking $50 a month. 2 $15 movie tickets and then a $20 dinner at a restaurant next to the movie theater. We're not even adding concessions into that. At 12? Seems reasonable to me. Now you're saying $15 is too much for a movie ticket? Now you don't have a problem with me. You got a problem with where I live. And I wish I could change that. $40 a month for a 10-year-old? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? You have lost your mind. $40 in the modern era. It's adults in the chat. Adults in the chat who live in North America. Back me up a little bit here. Come on. She's 10. What movies is she going to see? So what's a fair allowance? What are you going to give your kid? I'm with you. People are being weird. Kids are so expensive. Everyone's going crazy for $40. Thank you. $25 a week? Okay, see, that's more, and thus I support it. $40 is nothing. I would do like $80 a month. Nothing, I'm an anti-natalist. That's fine. I appreciate you wearing your heart on your sleeve on that one. 100 a month? See, that's what I was saying. 100 seems reasonable to me. When I was a kid, 13 years old, let's say, I got enough allowance that I could probably purchase 1 video game a month. Sometimes maybe if it was a big game, had to straddle like half of 1 month and then carry it over to the next month. And I was happy with it, honestly. I basically because my allowance was limited, I basically didn't spend money. Because I was like, I'm not getting another jolt of money until the next month. So I better make sure that I really, really want something I'm going to purchase. So I basically never purchased anything. And then that created like the opposite problem in me, which is probably better to have, where I was like, anybody who spends money on anything is dumber than me. And I'm just trying to help you get over that in the chat because I saw that in myself for a long time. I was like, well, it must be nice. You're buying cheddar cheese at the grocery store? What am I buying? I'm buying Kraft singles. I could afford cheddar cheese, but I would be a bad person if I paid money for it. $40 is $40. A truer statement has never been said. No allowance for the first few years, 1K in a GIC at 4%. 5 years later, you have $1,200. And then what would I do? I would take 30 months and amortize out the GIC. Because now you got $1,200, but you can't give your kid $1,200. What's a kid going to do with $1,200? Okay, I forgot where I was on this run. If anything, you should light all your money on fire because you don't want your kid to get used to it, right? Is that where we're going here? This, 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 this. Now I know you're saying bad bit, bad bit. No. Wait for the punchline. It's unvisible. Now this is a, ooh, you know what? Let's start pumping you up. You need attack though. Friends by, okay. Oh, but then you're not going to get the buff from the monkey. Oh, but then you're going to 2 attack, 2 attack, 2 attack, 2 attack, 2 attack. Okay, like this. Like this. We love Faith Hill here. I heard she gives her kid $28 a month in an allowance, which is crazy because I want my kids not to be spoiled. Instead, I'm going to have my child be forced to get a part-time job while they're still in high school, tanking their GPA, and making sure they only get 5 hours of sleep per night. Shaq gives $0. Follow-up question. Are Shaq's kids 7 feet tall? If my kids were destined to be 7 feet tall, I probably would not give them an allowance. I'd be an upset whippersnapper. One is, that kid's not getting any allowance. Because he's got like an 80% chance of going to the NBA on name and height alone. He doesn't need the allowance. My kid is not going to be 7 feet tall. Realistically, she's probably going to be in like the 5'4" to... I mean, I don't know if I got 6 foot genes in me. I didn't have the best nutrition as a kid. Maybe they're in on the passive allele. I don't know. Just realistically, she's probably going to be average height or maybe even a little bit below average height. She's got no sports-based scholarships coming her way unless she works her ass off. Okay, she's not going to be a jockey. She's not going to be an NBA basketball player. We're going to need to instill some different habits in her. Is there any sport where it's advantageous to be 5'10"? Is there ever like a PBA bowling draft where they're like, and the best part? Yeah, their bowling IQ isn't that good, but you can't teach being 5'10". How about this? Center in volleyball. But that's one where it's better to be short, right? Like not be average. I know you're going to say that 5'10" is short. Yeah, that's true, but it's also average. I don't make the rules, I just observe public perception. Shaq is also infamous for spending $1,000 a week on mobile games. Unpopular opinion, maybe. Is that funny? Yes. But it's Shaq's money. He made the money. It wouldn't be how I would spend $1,000 a week myself. Obviously, I would give that to my 2.5-year-old for an allowance. Or I would put it in a GIC so that 5 years from now I could give her $1,080 a week. By the way, I don't want to be slandered as someone who doesn't respect compound interest. I'm a great compound interest respecter. I'm not using a GIC. I'm using an RESP because it has tax advantages associated with it. I'm not going to buy a GIC with money I already paid tax on and then pay tax on the capital gains that I earned on the meager 4% return for my GIC. Not to mention the bank's getting a little on the front end. Are you crazy? That's what they got the special accounts for. I'm going to hot swap you here. I'm glad you said it because I was thinking it. 4%. This year we're up 15%. Listen, nobody wants to hear it, okay? I know you're, because people are saying, shut up, please stop talking about this. No, I will never shut up. I will never shut up. That's my one promise to you. When the S&P 500 was at all-time highs, and GICs were paying 0.25%. Everybody said, why would I ever take a GIC? Give me that S&P 500, it only goes up. Okay, S&P 500 went down. At points last year, it was roughly 20% down. Rates came up. People said, why would I ever invest in the S&P 500? It's down 20% this year. Rates are at 5%. I take that all day, every day. Everybody piled into fucking rates, or GICs and CDs and stuff like that. Now you're getting 5%. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 is up like 18% year to date so far. Your ass is, you're market timing. You're not supposed to market time. Sorry. Anyway, I'm moving on. Just do both. Don't tell people in this chat to buy bonds. They'll call you an old ass. I know from experience. But also, I'm old-ish. Yeah, I invest in the S&P, the shit and piss. +2? +2 that one? I haven't seen a sloth in 100 years. Look at that. More power to you, brother. You know what? Has anyone ever like gone to the bank and asked if they could get the standards but not the poors? Like, yeah, I'd really like to invest in some large American companies. Can I get the standards and hold the poors? Hi, I'll take 100 units of the standards and poors, hold the poors. Put the poors on the side. If the poors aren't on the side, I send them back. Blobfish, thank you. That's all I wanted to see. I work at Standards and Poor's. Can I drop an unironic thank you for your service? Or will chat link me a TikTok where someone dancing in a Halloween costume tells me Vanguard and BlackRock are orchestrating the end of the world. Okay, well, technically, Vanguard and BlackRock are not. Wait, I sold my level 3! Oh! Did I ever have a level 3? I'm so lost in the sauce. You never had one? Oh, we're fine then. We're good. Because we just got one. Oh. Fantastic. What a man, Dan Carlin reading Salt and Pepper lyrics, and I quote, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man, end quote. Is that anything? That's a +2. I'll take it. Note to self, no more original jokes, just references to things people are familiar with, but with a different bend on it. Note to self, when chat makes a diarrhea joke, everybody laughs. When the streamer makes a diarrhea joke, nobody laughs. Concerning, looking into this. I can't buy both of these. Polar bear is better this week. But we have to find something to freeze. Ooh, you're going 4-4. You're going 2-4. Okay. You on Threads yet? You'll never see me on Threads. If you see me on Threads, you didn't see me on Threads. Just remember that. Kind of weird that a 35-year-old is making shit and piss jokes. It's kind of weird that people who are like 24 think that being 24 means you're automatically funny, when usually I'm laughing at you, not with you. Because I'll say something like, has anyone eaten a fast food hamburger recently? And then all of the replies are from people that are like, I don't eat beef, it's bad for the environment. Fast food is too expensive these days. Oh, did you drive there in your golden Bugatti? Oh, which mansion did you eat your fast food in? Makes me sick, man. Can't even say anything. Just because I got 2 nickels to rub together, all of a sudden the barrier for entry on my humor is so high. Meanwhile, if I was Dionysus and I was sitting inside of a wine barrel, naked and dirty, I would be like, you know, anyone else think that pissing is just shitting analog instead of digital? People would be like, oh, he's not a comedian, he's a philosopher. Look at that. You see that? Even just pretending got him riled up. Maybe you suck. Oh! I thought he was going to go to level 2. That's Diogenes, not Dionysus. Okay, that's... You know what? You're crazy for that one, but you're also right. That is the damn truth. Strong lad there. You get a strong shark. I just got a Vanguard ad from your stream. This is like actually an honest question. When did they stop pretending they weren't spying on us? Because I definitely remember that one day Rob was like, I have a conspiracy theory, and my theory is that the websites and apps you use are picking up on your microphone to serve you targeted advertisements. And I said, I love you, bro, but you're crazy. And then like 6 months later, it was just common knowledge. Holy, I'm cooked here. Or am I cooked? I'm not that cooked. It was common knowledge when he said it. Have you ever heard that common knowledge is neither common nor knowledge? Something to think about. You ever heard that common is stone keeper? You know, I was aware of that one. And I have heard that Danny DeVito is Torgo. See, I resent the modern internet. Because now I know, I don't even know the name of the dude who made Zendaya as Michi. But I know from referencing Zendaya as Michi that he got canceled for something. I can't even say Zendaya as Michi anymore. People are like, oh, you support guy's name you've never heard of? And I'm like, I don't know who that is, brother. They're like, that's Mr. Zendaya as Michi. And I'm like, what? What did he do? I don't want to see. He said American Beauty's underrated, okay? No, maybe it was some bad stuff. I honestly don't know. All I know is he's a persona non grata, and thus I have to think twice every time I say Zendaya is Michi, lest people think laughing at a funny video that he made is an endorsement of everything he's ever done in his entire life. I just want to eat my damn fast food burger in the gold-plated Bugatti. Is that without being harangued on all sides by harmless discourse? Is that so hard to ask? You're not going to like this. I'm going to sell my level 3, but it's the right thing to do. I know you're not getting buffed, but you're going to go freaking crazy mode. You're right, I could just combine them right now. Or on the other hand, I think this can work. I know he's only getting 1 because the alpaca was too good because like 7 people with no lives. Sorry, I'm getting too real. 7 people with no lives made the alpaca pop off in verses on the Super Auto Pets Pro Player Discord. So now no normies like me are ever allowed to use alpaca ever again. They had to nerf it because some dude with a Super Auto Pets Ant avatar made everybody miserable on the SAP Pro Discord. You need to scale. Yeah, you're just not... I mean, you're level 3, which is sick, don't get me wrong, but you're not scaled. Brother, you're not scaled. You need stats. We need stats more than we need chocolate. Look, we're getting 3-6 per turn. Like the Pteranodon is not even doing anything because like the Wardog doesn't have stats to work with. Come on. Come on. Come on. That was turn 14 salad. Oh no. Here we go, incoming alpaca buff, because they used to be too good, now it's freaking useless. I'm not going to be in Rush Hour 3, that's for sure. Okay, what, we got 7 on that one? I got one more quick one in me. Anyway, so how much allowance would I give my kid? I don't know. Honestly, I think I would... I think $125 Canadian a month for a 12-year-old. That seems appropriate. An appropriate alignment of me and my values, okay? Be a fallen gladiator. Like that lady who got chopped in half by the chariot in Gladiator 1. I didn't get anything as a kid? Yeah, and now look at you. Sorry. That's what I'm trying to avoid, okay? +2, you got me. You probably do it all. You got great taste in content creators. I know that much. You know what? You're all right. You're all right. That's why you come to a comedy show, you don't sit in the front row, okay? In 10 years, that's not going to be worth very much. I think it would go without saying, Poindexter, that like when I talk, I'm talking about the present day. I'm not talking as if it's 2031 and then like retroactively adjusting it for inflation, okay? No, Chad, I'm talking about $125 $2031. you know, after 10 years of inflation that could be anywhere from -1 to positive 12%, so we have absolutely no frame of reference for what it's going to be. You can't adjust for future inflation. When I was 14, my dad told me to get a job, and then I did, and every day NL begged for some of my fries. That is a true story. Mouth is telling zero lies, to be honest. And here's the fucked up part. He gave them to me, which in many ways enabled that weakness. So who's really to blame in this situation? It makes you think. You? Yeah. I also asked him for a piece of gum all the time. I'm sure I've given Mouth some things. Probably less than he's given me, but I'm sure I've given him some things. I can't really imagine what it would be. I don't know. A lifetime of friendship that many would consider priceless. I did throw his granola bar into the woods once, yeah. But that was really funny. Okay, I did put a pickle in his beer. But that's because he took a bite of my burger. Or wait, did I take a bite of your burger and put a pickle in your beer? I can't remember. I didn't give him the clap, okay? If I gave him the clap, it wasn't me. And it wasn't the clap. I'm going bison, I don't care. Early bison is a gift. He put salt in his beer? Mouth put salt in his own beer, though, so I'm not going to take responsibility for that. Like, if anything, I was being a good friend. I thought you threw his burger, too. That sounds right. I feel like feel like the way that this went down is that this all happened in one weekend. I think I said, can I have a bite of your Cliff Bar? And then when you gave it to me, I just yeeted it over the fence into the woods, which is actually, in my defense, if you saw that in a movie, you would be like, that is fucking hilarious. Now, in real life, it's not that funny because you're like, that's my Cliff Bar. But if you could look back as if you were an impartial observer, we're still talking about it today, so I would say it was worth it, personally. Also, I believe then after that, you harmlessly put a pickle in my beer. As if to say, look, there's a pickle in your beer. Look, there's a pickle in your beer. Got you back for the granola bar. And then I think I took offense to that and then I threw your burger on the ground. That was too far. I shouldn't have put the burger on the ground. I should have left it at throwing the bar into the woods, and then the compensation was the pickle in the beer. I should have been like, we're even. I had a tendency to escalate. I'd like to apologize retroactively for that. How old were you? I think I was 20. So it was like pretty young. Or pretty old, depending on your perspective, I guess. Like, if you're 15, you're probably like, whoa, you were old. But if you're like 30, you're like, yeah, I get it. If you're like 15, you're like, when I'm 20, I'm going to be way smarter than that. No, you're fucking not, idiot. You're probably smarter now than you will be at 20, to be honest. But you're not ready for that conversation yet. The burger was not $20. This was like 2008 or 2009. It was probably like $13 with fries, okay? I still shouldn't have done it, but let's not start putting 2023 prices on 2009 dinners, okay? Level me. No, he didn't take Malf's allowance. He had a job, so he bought it with his own money. Why does that sound worse? Because it is, and that's the joke. His boss paid him his allowance in exchange for labor. Holy cow, we actually won a round. Anyway, I provided him with the greatest gift of all, becoming an uncle. And that's priceless. Unless he wants to put a price on it, in which case I would say, why don't we start the negotiation at 1 Mill Street hamburger circa 2008. And that's my final offer. Should I know about this? Well, he's not an uncle, but you know, he's like an uncle. Honestly, it's more flattering to be like an honorary uncle than it is to be like a genetic uncle. Because you got to be you had to be chosen to be a genetic uncle. You had to be chosen to be a chosen uncle. Hang on, let me think about this for a second. To be a genetic uncle, you just had to have a sister, which is basically like, I don't know. I don't know how hard it is because I never did it. Maybe? Or a brother? Yeah, I suppose that's true. Didn't really think about it like that, but you're right. Or a brother. How does a brother get pregnant? That's good. We have to do away with insane mothers who want to destroy their babies. The claw. You should go. You should come out here. Even though you haven't leveled yet, we should work on you. Ow! We should sell your ass. Why did I sound so much like Anthony from Queer Eye when I said that? Can somebody take that clip and like run some analysis on it? I think I briefly became the cooking guy from Queer Eye. Nobody knows who that is? Bro, it's a popular show, okay? Queer Eye is a pretty popular show. What if we just had you get really strong? It's uplifting, okay? Popular for who? For fucking everybody. Does anybody find it interesting that we watch a show called Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, but if they made a show called Straight Eye for the Queer Guy, everyone would lose their minds? Hang on, I'm still trying to work this one out. Just picturing me going over to somebody's house. They were like, my life is not where I want it to be. And I'd be like, yeah, that's crazy. That's how it is. Are you going to teach me how to cook anything? I suppose. What about my place is a mess? It looks like we're going to have to do some cleaning then. I don't know. I don't know what you're asking of me. Did you see the Queer Eye tweet that was like Karamo putting 3 plates on a barbell? Hey, try to lift that weight. And then the guy's like, I can't, it's too heavy. And then Karamo takes 3 of the plates off and says, now try to lift it. Oh, it's lighter now. And then he says, those weights are your trauma. It's so good. I'm not anti-Karamo. It's just a great tweet. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, what makes it great? I don't know. It's just a great tweet. Why are you being so weird about it? It's just a great tweet. There's nothing deeper than that. Why are you being so weird about it? Fucking scorpion. Me playing Mortal Kombat online. Oh. Karamo's definitely the least helpful guy. Listen, we don't have to... They wouldn't want us to do that, okay? They wouldn't want us to tear them apart. The same way the world wants us to tear each other apart, okay? Plus is actually Anthony. No, they will not divide us, okay? But I will say, I mean, like, the guy who teaches them how to dress when they only wear, like, sports merchandise seems pretty valuable, okay? The guy who gives them a makeover and thus, like, changes their own self-confidence and image, pretty valuable. The guy that cleans their entire house and then, like, interior designs it to fit their needs seems very valuable. And there was one episode where Anthony was like, plus I taught her how to make bruschetta. And I was like, I get that there's only so much you can do when you're only in charge of the food, but like, that's just a baguette with some pico de gallo on top of it, man. But while they make it, they talk about their relationship with food, and they maybe get like a little deeper into that. And it's not, I mean, you need a food guy. I guess I can't be mad at him for like being the food guy and then teaching him how to make food, but I don't know what you want me to say, okay? There's a theory out there that Anthony got casted, but he actually doesn't know how to cook. So they basically just gave him a fabricated role. Now I don't know how real that is, but it's a convincing theory. I saw one tweet about it from an insane person, and I am inclined to believe it, quite frankly. You kind of stink. You're gone. Oh no, NL, you're level 3. Shut up. Look at this, okay? Put that in your level 3 and smoke it. Now we need a scorpion. No, you're gonna come out here. We're gonna freeze a warthog. Getting positively shuffle-upagus. I think we moved one to the front. That could have buffed it, more units. Oh, big scorp. You an XD guy? MFers will really type XD in the group chat. Did you see who is the dang SAG-AFTRA president? Are you coming onto my timeline to slander Fran Drescher like everybody else online? Is she the union rep that SAG-AFTRA needs in their current time of need? Maybe yes, maybe no. Was she my first media crush? Yes. Maybe Pink Power Ranger. I don't know. I'd have to ask my mom, I think. Or Corey's mom. How did you stand her laugh? Here's the fucked up part, brother. I think I'm kind of into the laugh. Holy cow, we got a 10-piece. I don't know who to blame for it. I'm just saying. Oh! Sticker me. Kate, are you ready to stream Smiley Face? Okay, I will send you over there. /marker sap. Oh.